everyone, welcome back to the Stitches and Scribbles channel, or welcome if you're new here. My name is Erin, and today I figured I'd just take you along on my creative process for the day. I have a craft fair coming up in a couple of weeks, and while I do have a lot of items already prepared that are left over from last year, I'm trying to add a couple of new things to my collection for this year, especially since this is a new venue, so different clientele than I normally would see, or different visitors that I would normally see. I don't know. What's the correct term for someone who visits craft fairs? Whatever. New people are going to be seeing my stuff. Last year, the items that I did the best with at craft fairs were actually plushies, so I wanted to add another plushie design into the mix of ones that I will be selling. So, because I have seen the Chonky dinosaurs all over TikTok, all over Instagram, I decided it was time to finally make one. I will be using a tutorial on YouTube by Mary Makes. The title of the video is How to Crochet Mini Dino. I'll have it linked in the description box below as well. And quick disclaimer, this video is not going to be a tutorial. This is just going to be me showing you what I do with the pattern that this other creator has already designed. So if you're looking for the tutorial, just skip down to the description box below and open that up so that you can make your own. But this is not going to be an actual tutorial because it's not my design. Let's dive into what I'm planning to do with this. I'm going to start with this very chunky acrylic yarn. I purchased this at a thrift store, but it was an unused ball. It just was kind of a mess, so it's got some fuzz on it, but that should be totally fine for a plushie. And because I still know that it was 100% acrylic, I did get rid of the tags, but it did come with the tag on it. That should work just fine for my craft fair purposes. I will also be using some safety eyes, and these are glitter safety eyes, so you can see the little glitter discs in there so that you can choose the eye color. I haven't quite decided what eye color I want to do yet, but there's a lot of colors in this pack that match the yarn really, really well. I'm going to go ahead and start watching the tutorial and kind of give you some updates as we go on how the project is going, but let's go ahead and get started. Alright, I'm at the point where I have pretty much finished the head and started the decreases for the neck, so I'm going to go ahead and make my, put in my safety eyes. I did decide to do orange for the safety eyes. It's a little hard to see on camera, but you kind of slip that little disc on. So here's the colorful disc, here's the eye, and you just attach them like that. So I'm going to go ahead and pop these in on the sides of his head. So here's the first one. I don't know how to show this on camera while still actually popping it together. Oh my gosh, that's really hard to do with the big safety eyes. I'm used to the little teeny ones. think I have it secured on there. I might go back in with pliers. But then I'm going to kind of look directly across on the bottom so that I can line up the safety eye on the other side and make sure that it's in the same row and approximately the same point on the other side of the head. Doing a quick check to make sure that both sides look the same, and we'll just pop the other one on there, and now he's got little glittery eyeballs. So we're going to keep going with the pattern in the video. Alright, so here is what the dino body looks like so far. I stuffed it with regular cotton filling, and then I use these flat gardening marbles to add a little bit of weight to it, although I think in this one I might have added too many gardening marbles because he's pretty heavy. But I think the little glitter eyes turned out so cute. I'm really glad I picked the orange because I think it's the color that still matches but has the best contrast with the kind of surrounding colors. I was debating between this and the magenta, but I think I'm glad I picked the orange. So I'm just going to keep going in the pattern to make the arms, legs, and tail. The only adjustment I made is that well, actually there's two adjustments. First of all, the pattern crochets in the round without like joining with a slip stitch between each row, so that the rounds are in a spiral instead of in a circle and then like chaining one to start the next row. I chose to do a slip stitch join and a chain one to start each new row. So I do have a little bit of a visible seam down the back of mine, but that was easier for me to keep track of how many stitches I had. The other change I made is the pattern calls for color changes to create little stripes on the back. Since I did not have a matching contrast color, I chose to leave those out. So I just followed the pattern with only the main color and ignored where it said to switch to a contrast color. So this is what he looks like so far. I think the little eyes are really funny looking. He's just kind of a funny looking little dino. So we're going to add some arms and legs. Alright, now I have all of the extra pieces. So I have two little arms, two little feet, and the tail. And if you're ever making an amigurumi like this and think that that like always looks like a lot of pieces, the arms were like 3 rows and the feet were like 4, I think. So the like little pieces at the end always take the least amount of time, and the sewing is honestly not that bad, especially if you do it with a chunky yarn like this. But this is always why I pick chunky yarn and use like mini patterns or things that are designed to make a small stuffed animal, because I get a regular-ish sized stuffed animal with a lot less work. So I'm going to go ahead and sew all of the arms, legs, and tail onto this dinosaur, and then we'll see the finished product. Alright, here is the finished dino. I think he turned out super cute. I am kind of looking at the picture now, so I did make one more adjustment. Usually in the pattern she shows the feet kind of on the bottom like he's standing up, and you can kind of use the tail to like stabilize, but I did the feet sticking out, kind of more like how a sitting stuffed animal would be, if that made sense. But I think that this turned out absolutely adorable. I also think this would make a great baby gift if you're looking for a baby shower idea, especially if the parents are going with a dinosaur kind of theme, but also what kid doesn't like dinosaurs? I mean, this is adorable. But that's going to be it for this project. Thank you so much for watching. I hope that I know this wasn't a tutorial, but that this video was helpful in the like inspiration category, or that you just worked on your project while I worked on mine. I know that's what I do when I watch other people's knit and crochet vlogs, is I just work on a project of my own. The link for the video tutorial as well as the free written pattern will be in the description box of this video, so that you can make your own little dino, and I'd love to see pictures of it if you tag me on Instagram, but also make sure to tag the pattern creator, because she does say that at the bottom of the written pattern. She would like to see your recreations as well. But thank you so much for watching. If you liked what you saw today, make sure you hit that subscribe button so that you can be notified of all of my crafty videos. If you want to follow me on other social media, that information will be in the description box below as well. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye everyone!